It may be challenging for you to understand, but we represent the light while you embody the darkness. We are the reality and you are merely the facade. Otherworldly letters of B. Wilberforce. Now that my spirit has been liberated from the body, I can affirm that the earthly realm is the most challenging school there is, yet no one should desire to depart from this school of life prematurely. Human experience constitutes the most precious spiritual education, was a sentiment expressed by one of Basil Wilberforce's otherworldly letters, who served as a priest and writer in his earthly existence. Albert Basil Orme Wilberforce passed away in May 1916 at the age of 75. 6 months following his death, it's said that his spirit began communicating with the living through automatic writing. Through this medium, Wilberforce conveyed insights about the transition from the physical to the ethereal realm and offered his perspectives on the soul's existence prior to earthly birth. He believed that this form of communication deepened his understanding of the profound divide between the living and the deceased. At that time, I did not yet know that I was dead. Now, in his transcendent letters, Basil Wilberforce described the transition from the visible to the invisible world as a unique experience for each individual. He recounted that following his own death, he remained unaware of his passing for a period, surrounded by various figures. Some appeared distinct, while others seemed shrouded in mist. It was only later that I understood I had died. The figures veiled in fog were my living friends and family, and those I saw with clarity were my deceased acquaintances. It was my late mother who first informed me that I had become a spirit among spirits. I believe it was approximately 12 hours after my death when I came to this realization, Wilberforce conveyed. Additionally, Wilberforce shared observations of other individuals' transitions, such as the experience of an acquaintance who passed away at 30. Basil Wilberforce described a man whose spirit was shattered, restless, and toughened because his life ended prematurely. He mentioned that he could not communicate with the spirit of his friend until it had healed. Wilberforce wrote in his letters that souls are given new names in the unseen world. Hence, he preferred to be addressed as Philemon when interacting with people from our realm. He also depicted his ethereal form. Wilberforce articulated, I appear outwardly as a perfect being, unlike my earthly existence. However, my current form is merely a vessel, a stark contrast to my former physical body. I exist in a luminous body with light bending around its shape. It may be hard for you to understand, but we embody light while you dwell in shadow. We are the substance and you the semblance. He also discussed the sensory perception of the deceased, suggesting that while earthly beings' visions is confined to a single octave, those in the afterlife can perceive beyond 2 octaves. They observe only the octaves invisible to us, whereas we can only see the octave unseen by those whose earthly journey has concluded. Basil Wilberforce noted that his newfound vision revealed the extent of his earthly impoverishment, as he had been unaware of the unearthly graces and splendor of flowers. In the invisible world, inhabitants experience sounds, savor aromas, and even taste flowers. These earthly delights are amplified almost indefinitely in the afterlife. If reincarnation exists, it does not concern all souls. Basil Wilberforce describes his experience in the sphere of light, where inhabitants live in familial, communal, and group settings. Unity among parents, children, relatives, and friends is in this sphere is contingent upon the preservation of love. Wilberforce observed that those in lower spheres, deemed the abode of the wicked, are severed from this sphere unless sought out. He mentioned that loved ones from higher realms have the ability to descend at will regardless of their ascension. In subsequent accounts, Wilberforce reflected on the vividness of his earthly memories and noted a gradual fading of these recollections as he spent more time in the invisible world. He also addressed inquiries in his correspondence, including the location of the human soul prior to birth on Earth. And Wilberforce replied, "This is a matter of experience, and I don't have such experience yet. To my knowledge, I have never lived on Earth before. However, I am certain that I have known and loved other souls. Where and when this was, I cannot yet recall," he said. The author of the Letters from the Invisible World posited that he merged into physical life from a supramundane spiritual realm, yet retained no memories of it. Wilberforce suggested that if reincarnation is real, it does not involve all souls. Wilberforce proposed the following: if those who have not yet learned certain lessons of mortality are to return to Earth, then why would those who have completed their purification and character development need to reincarnate on this planet? For such souls existing in a body would not contribute to further perfection. Basil Wilberforce also discussed the concept of destiny. He believed that fate is not predetermined, and that the way we typically understand it, as having a fixed path or a predestined time of death. For instance, he argued that sudden death is not fated and can be avoided. However, this does not imply that a higher power is not constantly guiding us. We depart from life when we are mature, much like an apple falls from the tree when it is ready. Moreover, many people living an earthly life wonder if there is any point in praying for the physical safety of themselves and their loved ones. According to Wilberforce, such prayers are meaningful, even if they appear to go unanswered. In reality, every prayer is answered, providing either strength, comfort in time of loss, or spiritual assistance. And this is on Soul Ask. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.